Check. Hey guys, we're getting started. Let me put the countdown timer on. We got the new camera working. Let's see how this works. It's a little difficult because I have my screen over here, but we're going to try this out. Let me put the countdown timer up, and we'll see if we can get going here. We'll get started in a couple minutes. If you don't mind, pushing the thumbs up button as always, and then letting me know you're here with a comment. Just say, hey, this is JB, I'm here. That would be great, and we'll get into this today. Probably spend a half an hour, 45 minutes. Just a busy day for me, so I want to stop by and see everybody and see how everybody's doing. I think the new camera looks pretty cool. We got one view up there. The camera looks pretty cool. I've got the A7S III working right now, and it's going into the computer, and it seems to be working out pretty good. I was just outside rocking and rolling, so a little bit hot. I just came running in here to jump in front of the computer, so we're going good. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Again, we'll get started in a minute. Get your comments ready. If you got any questions for me, hit me up. That would be great. Let me go ahead and get the other setup over here so I can make sure if somebody comes into the channel, I can shut it off. 1 second. I'm going to go all these things, and let me see if I can go into YouTube Studio. And we're rocking and rolling. Good to see everybody. Let me see if I can bring up the live. And if you don't mind, okay, edit details. Here we go. We're going to copy that. It's good, good, good. We'll be starting in a few minutes. See if we get a group of people here to talk today. Let's see. There we go. Okay, now we're up. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty clear, actually. I can see it in my other screen. So it's cool. So if anybody's here today, go ahead, thumbs up. Nice to see everybody. If we're having a Tech Talk Live Thursday today, talking about devices and having some fun. You know, YouTube didn't show my last videos to many people. We didn't have as many views as normal, but that happens, so it's all good. But let's see what happens here. See if we get anybody involved, if YouTube's putting the algorithm out. There we go. Now we're getting started. I'm going to refresh the clock just a little bit here because we are a little bit behind. I can see people starting to show up now. I think the email's just going out right now, so we're a little bit behind. Let me go ahead and change get a little more distance on the camera there. But it's great to see everybody. Hopefully, if you don't mind putting a comment in where you're from, then I know we're rocking and rolling here, and we can start off with some questions. Again, I hope everybody's doing great today, sending you some good energy. Hey, from Brazil, there's Paulo. Great to see you, brother. Great to see you coming in. Got a few people coming in. Like I said, sometimes yesterday, YouTube's algorithm was off. The last couple of days, YouTube stopped working yesterday. I had to actually go on search and look to find out that there was something wrong with YouTube. And I don't know if it happened for you, but my video yesterday really got hurt by it. And then I was watching videos and the dial was just spinning, so we weren't able to communicate well or watch videos. So now at least we're back up. I see we're getting some people coming online. Again, we'll give it just a minute here and we'll see if everybody shows up. Good to see you from Brazil. I'm glad you're there. If you don't mind saying where you're from, that would be great. From Italy, good to see you. Again, I think YouTube's having a little bit of issue with their system starting yesterday. I don't know if people are hacking it because of the elections or what's going on, but we haven't been able to get stuff coming out. India is in the house. Good to see you. We have people from all over the world. We're starting to get some traction here. If you don't mind hitting that like button, that would help. It would get the algorithm going a little bit. But again, I think YouTube's having some issues. That's why we're not getting our normal crowd here to start it off. I haven't got an email yet. Typically, I got an email that says, hey, we're live, and I haven't gotten that yet either. But at least I'm getting a chance to test my new camera out. California, good to see you. Like I said, I'm using the Sony A7S III, and we are trying to get this thing going and seeing how things work with a live here. But again, like I said, I think YouTube itself is having some trouble as far as getting the word out to everybody. From Belgium, great to see you. Great to see you. I'm glad everybody's here. If anybody's got any questions, give me a shout. I see we're up to 16 people. So, wow, really the algorithm's pushing things out so slow. And I could see that in my last two videos. We didn't get a lot of traction on those videos. And I think it was because of a lot of the technical issues YouTube's been having. And again, I don't know if that's because of the U.S. elections or what's happening. But it does seem like YouTube is having some issues here. So it's great to see you. If anybody's got any questions, just put them in the chat. That would be fantastic. We're rocking and rolling here. I got a lot of things going on. Hey, from Chicago, great to have you in here. from France. Great to have you in here. People are starting to show up. It's good to see everybody. Just takes a little time to get this stuff going. James, great to see you. A few minutes to get going here. All right, we got some people. Oh, you did get the notice. Awesome. So maybe the system's starting to ramp up a little bit. There's Mark. Hey, Mark, great to see you. I love your comments all the time. Awesome to have you on here. As I said, I'm starting to do the new camera. I like it. The only issue, I got to move it more over here to the left because I can't see the comments as good. I have the camera over here where typically I'm running this camera, which this camera looks pretty good too. This is just the laptop, the laptop or the monitor camera. And then this is the camera that's the A7S III, which is the new camera that I've been using for the videos, which is really interesting. Having some fun. We've got devices that have been we've been delayed. We had the Remarkable 2 come out. Everybody's really getting their devices. The Note Air, we have the Note 3. So there isn't a lot of excitement in the e-world. I think we're getting ready for the holidays right now. There's VM from India. Great to see you. So we're slowly getting some traction with things right now. But I think we're in kind of a lull. Like we don't have a lot going on in the world of tech right now. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things. There's not a ton of stuff to discuss, but I'm here if you want to talk about anything or, I can answer any questions that you have for sure. So interesting. I'm checking out the new technology, which is kind of fun. This is cool. Is there a device out there that can convert handwriting to text that will allow the user to continue writing notes in a continuous manner? So I have found, I think this is a great conversation. So we've had this kind of discussion a little bit a couple Thursdays ago, but basically most of these companies are using a third party. Hello from Bangladesh, great to have you. Are using a third party. So basically they're sending it up to the web and then it's coming back and changing. I know Remarkable does. I'm not sure about Onyx. But I haven't had a lot of luck with OCR. I just haven't. I'm trying a new Scribble on the iPad. It actually works a little better than anything else. But it is challenging to find that right OCR. I think we're all trying to find that right handwriting. One of the things I would ask you is how good your handwriting is. But I haven't found anything that's looking for you that like you're continually writing and doing it. Scribble kind of does that on the iPad, which is interesting. But I don't think any of the other devices do that. It's a great question. Just bought the Mark II. It's truly a piece of art, and I think it is. I'm not satisfied with the limitations on handwriting conversion. Yeah, I would tell you that. They're using a third-party system. I don't think their handwriting conversion is that great. At least for me. Again, my handwriting's not that great, and it doesn't work well. Scribble works a little bit better on the iPad for me, but I have saw that. Never saw any disclosure that converted text then must be sent. Also, it cannot be saved on the device. Yeah, I mean, you have legitimate concerns. I don't know if you saw my video of being a little frustrated with Remarkable. None of these companies in e-ink really have the best communication. I think the paper is the best, but their device is limited and they're working on it, right? Voya just did his in-depth review. The device I use every day is the paper, and it's got a ways to go to qualify for things. It doesn't even have handwriting to text, but for what I use it for, I like it. The Remarkable 2 is a piece of art. It's a great device, but the software, it's the same as the Remarkable 1. I think it's very limiting. And the OCR, I believe, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they send that to a third party. And yeah, they probably should disclose that, but they don't, right? They don't really communicate that well. In fact, that's why a lot of people come to the channel, because I try to communicate and help people with the device. And really, I think the Remarkable 2 really is a paper replacement. I mean, that's what it is, and there's not much more to it. Yes, you can use it as a reader, but there's not a lot to it. And I think somebody that just wants a simple device, it works fantastic for just a simple note-taking device. But when you start asking for things like you are, it starts to really have some trouble there. And I apologize that it's not working the best that you can for you. I think we're all looking for the perfect device. I think Good Reader nominated the Note Air as the best note taker. I need to do one of those. I like the Note Air. I have it. I don't think it's the best note taker, right? They didn't even have the paper on their list, which I thought was unusual, because the paper, to me, is a really good device for what I use it for. But I found it odd that the Note Air was number one, even though it's a great device. There's just such a huge learning curve, and it's a weird device, right? But I agree, Groundhog, on that. I think that's an issue, right? I mean, we're trying to find that device, and that's why, personally, I always try to tell people the negatives of these devices because I think a lot of people get disappointed. I can tell you in the Remarkable One, when I talked about that before I started doing YouTube, some people on my Morning Coach channel, which is what I do for my real job, right? They went and bought it and then were disappointed. And I felt bad. And the reason they were disappointed is they're used to a different experience, the iPad and other things, and it just wasn't that great of an experience. And I felt really bad for that. But great questions, and I apologize. I know Apple's working with the new Scribble. I have my Apple iPad around here, and it works, so I think, okay. But you click the Scribble tool, and then you write. That's an interesting one. But these e-inks, as far as I know, and somebody can yell at me if I'm wrong here, they all send it out to a third party, and so that causes some issues there. Is there a good place to get a manual for the paper? I can't figure out how to rename the files and sign in, not working. Or am I confused and not understand it? Don is asking. Don, great question. So here's the deal with QuirkLogic. I would send them an email. They do onboardings. I don't know if you've done it yet, but they are really proactive with their customer base. And if you're having some issues, I would just send an email into them, go to the website, contact support, and literally within 24 hours, they're going to help you. The other thing I'm telling you is Voya just released his, if you want to watch his in-depth reviews, I mean, he did like 2 hours on the paper, at least an hour and a half. And he's went into each of the functions, and he does such a good job with his reviews. But you can also learn a little bit about the device. But yeah, I would email them in. I think that's what I would do because they do a great job. Out of all these companies, I will tell you, QuirkLogic, the engineers are watching. Their customer service support team's great. They'll get you working pretty quickly. So don't. You could email them for the manual and see if there is one, and then also discuss. The thing is, they're using the same thing as the Quilla, which is the big one. I actually usually have it behind me. I have it in my other room because I'm shooting a course and I'm using it right now. And that software works back and forth, and you'll be able to change the file names. Just reach out to them. I know they have great customer support. Any update on the separate PDF application on the paper? We're waiting. That's supposed to be soon. And they have listened, and they said we're going to be excited about the PDF. It's a couple things, like the black bar. I know the split screen, and then also the PDF upgrade is something we're all looking for because the readers, I mean, if they make the best reader, their device is going to really be ahead. And the thing you got to understand is they're only one software upgrade into this thing. They just launched in July. So all these other companies are so far ahead of them. They're going to have something for us here soon. They pushed it back because of some of the requests that they got from watching this channel. And what's funny is I didn't even know what the paper was, a few months ago. This channel kind of took off. We had a few thousand extra subscribers. We got to 10,000. I did the review of the paper, and they sold a bunch of units, and then they reached out and said, hey, you guys are great because we're learning from you. And so it's really been awesome to see them interact and really, be active in the community because I think that's what's going to help them in the future. I did find out they got a big nib order coming, and they're really trying to dial in this release for PDF and split screen to make sure they do it right. And I thought we might hear something this week, maybe this week, next week. So that's a great question, but it's coming for sure. No problem, Groundhog. Alex says, hey, JB, according to DHL, I received my RM2 on Tuesday. It will be the first ink device that I use, so I'm very curious. Hopefully, I won't be disturbed by the jagged lines or software issues. No, I mean, here's the deal. Just like Groundhog said, the Remarkable 2 is an awesome device. Just realize what it is, right? I think that's the thing. It's a paper replacement. And the same thing I talk about the Note Air. The Note Air is a great, great device, but it's not an iPad, right? It's an e-reader that adds a bunch of Android functionality. So I think going into it, you just got to know what you're getting. You're getting a piece of art. I mean, that thing is awesome. You're going to love it, but it's not going to be able to do a ton of things. It's just going to replace your notes, and it's going to allow you to write handwritten notes in a really cool, slick manner and really get organized. And if you are somebody that likes that minimalistic design, then you're going to love it. And that's what's crazy. I mean, there's literally billions of people in the world, and everybody has different tastes. And these things really lend themselves to what you like to do. I am a gadget guy, but I'm not a gadget guy that has to figure out how to make them work. That's why I've never been a huge Onyx fan. They're great, but I just don't like I like stuff that just works. And that's why I just grab my iPad. And that's why I'll grab my Remarkable 2 or the paper. The paper, I'll tell you, has the best writing sensation of anything. And you'll hear Voya say that in today's video. But yeah, just don't get your hopes up, right? Just understand that it is what it is. It's a notebook replacement. And when you try to push it a little bit further, people say, well, why don't they develop a browser? And why don't they do that? That's not their company mission. They are making money in a particular area. And you got to understand, you're probably not their target customer if you don't like the device. It's that simple, right? And that's the thing. I think we live in a world where everybody wants what they want, and that's cool. And you want people to do what they want. But what I teach from a marketing perspective is you have to find your avatar. And that's how you work with. If you try to please everybody, you please no one. And that's kind of where I feel Onyx kind of goes. It's like they're kind of trying to please everyone. And then you get a mismatch of things. Not saying it's a bad device. I actually like it. It's just in a lot of moving pieces, which for people that are really busy can be a problem. Great questions coming in today. Thank you. Are you going to make a video about the new Neo browser of the Lumi, the Note Air? Yeah, you see, and that's a great question. So this is where Onyx rocks, right? Their browsers are really good. Like if you want to sit on the sofa and read an e-ink device and browse the internet, I think you have to go with the Onyx products, right? So I don't ever want to say anything bad about the Onyx products. It's all about what you get and the experience that you want. If you're somebody that loves a lot of functionality and loves to get into it, you're going to love the Onyx, all right? You're going to be able to jump in there and just do a million things. It's kind of like this. I'm a video editor. I like my Macs just because they work. I did the M1 chip kind of discussion yesterday. I just plug them in. I go to Final Cut. It works. There are people that are friends of mine that literally build rendering computers. I don't have any interest in going out and build a rendering computer, right? So they look at me and go, you're crazy. Why would you spend all that money in Apple tax? Well, because that's what I want. I want the ease. They're like, well, I can build a better computer that's faster for a lot less money. But I don't want to do that. So you got to find and there's nothing wrong with either one of those. They're both actually really cool. It's just which one do you want to do, right? And that's what we're talking about here. But yeah, I love the browsers. I need to do a video on that. I need to do some videos. I bought some paper-like screen protectors, not paper-like, paper feel. They're a little less inexpensive. And I'm going to put them on, and I want to see how the Note Air works. So I'm going to do that sometime this week. A little busy. Tomorrow my iPhone 12 Max comes in. Could probably do a little thing on that, and then we'll get back to the devices. But thank you. I appreciate the ideas and thoughts. Please keep them coming. Between the Note Air and the Remarkable 2, which one has the better file transfer, most quick and easy transfer process? I like to be transferring written notes and PDFs a lot. Okay, so I think they both work well. I think all these devices transfer things well. I would say it depends on the size of the PDF. Now, I say you're going Note Air versus Remarkable 2. Those are the competitors. I think the Lumi gets elevated above because of its size, right? That's where it really gets there. I think they both work adequately in file transfer, though I would say the Remarkable 2 is probably a little cleaner and faster because, again, it's just doing one thing. And you're using their proprietary software to bring the file in. But they all work well. I mean, the paper system's amazing. I just slide it into their system, and it's done, and it's slided out. But I don't think you're going to have an issue. I don't think there's one better than the other. I just think maybe the Remarkable is a little bit faster because it's just doing the PDF in and out, if that makes sense. I hope that helps. Hey, if you can read and take notes on those devices in Kindle or Kobo books. By the way, hey, from Colombia. Hey, JC, good to see you from Colombia. Ebook Gay up here. Wait, you got to see it. We got to go to this one. Ebook Gay in the house. Oh, it's up there. You can't see it, but I got my... we'll take it down. I always have to do this for Colombia. Vamos, Tolima. Go Tolima. I know that's so funny for Colombians to see that. I have my Tolima there. But, yeah, the Kobo, I don't use it that way. I do know there is a secret function. I saw a video out there somewhere that you could take some notes on it. But you can highlight and do some interesting things with it. I personally don't, so I don't want to take you down that path, JD, just because I don't use those devices for that. My Kobo is strictly, or my Kindle, and I really use the Kobo more, is strictly for reading fiction. But yeah, I know there's a hidden feature in notes. I just don't know what stylus works, and I'll look at that for you. I'll look at that for Stefan, yeah, I got more workflow videos coming. I've been a little busy with stuff here. I'm launching a new course. Thank you for asking that. I'm launching a new course called Get It Done Now. You guys will be able to get the free 38-page version for the 2021 year, so you're going to be able to utilize that. Those of you that want to come on board with my coaching program, I've got some really cool options, but there's going to be a free version. I just put up the Kindle book today. The journal, we literally were doing that this morning, and I got 31 videos to shoot in the next 10 days. So I'm going to be kicking butt here, probably doing some quick videos, and we'll get back to the workflow stuff once I get this course put in place. And it's all about planning for 2021. It's 15 years of my work that I've been working on, and that's one of the reasons I got the cameras and stuff. Yeah, YouTube, but otherwise I can really utilize them for my courses. Now, once I get through that, I've got a book coming out too. And instead of using my publisher, which I always do, which, you know, they'll pay me $50,000, somewhere around that. I don't get a ton of money, but they'll pay me enough for a book. But instead of getting that money, I'm going to go ahead and do it myself through Amazon. And that's some of the stuff I think I'm going to share, because it's actually really super cool that you can write a book now and use Amazon KDP, publish it, and really build a residual income. So we may get into that a little bit, but I'll show you some of the workflow and how I'm utilizing all this stuff to build that business, right? And that's what this channel is about, really about productivity. Right now, I do a podcast every day. I shoot a video almost every day. I'm putting a course together. I just wrote a 700-page journal. I'm writing a book right now. I don't think there's any human being alive, and this isn't from a bragging standpoint, that is producing as much content that I am on a daily basis and playing golf almost every single day. So it's all about the systems and really organizing them. My quality may not be 100%, even though I got great designers and stuff working with me, helping me now. But I'm here, and I'm always here and trying to engage as much as I can. Right now, it's a busy season. By the way, Voya is really busy too. I was talking to him. We were going to do a joint thing together, and he's super smoked right now. His school's starting up. He's a professor, and he's got a lot of stuff going on. So it's that end of year thing where I'm going to try to get here and be as much as I can for the productivity and workflow things. But I got to get through this next 2 weeks and get this launch out. But thank you so much for asking. Thank you for the PDF. Stephen, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I hope that helped, Stephen, on the video and the PDFs. I will be doing more of that. Which ebook reader should I buy between the Kobo Forma versus the Kindle Oasis? I love the Kobo Forma. The reason is I did a video on it the other day. I use Overdrive and Dropbox. I don't even spend money on books. I like the Amazon Kindle, and you can put Libby on there too, which is the free library thing. That's in Canada and United States. But I don't know, the Kobo, I'm in love with the Kobo Forma. I use it every night. It works for me. The Kindle Oasis I got's really tiny. I need to get the new one to really give it a fair shake. I'm sure it's fine, but I'm just a big Kobo Forma fan. There's something about supporting, and look, I support Amazon a lot. I buy a lot of stuff from Amazon. There's also something about supporting somebody else that's out there in the market, and that's kind of why I like helping Kobo. Just a different company, right? And again, I have no skin in the game. Nobody's paying me anything. I do get Amazon affiliate commissions on some of the stuff I recommend. The QuarkLogic sent me the Quilla. Other than that, I've bought all these devices. I'm selling my Quaderno and my Supernote A6X right now on eBay. I'm going to get another Supernote because they reached out to me and sent me a ceramic nib. I know one of our pastors here who comes on here has the A-Note 5, Supernote A5. I'm probably going to buy that with the money that I get from the sale of my Quaderno and my other Supernote, and I'm going to probably buy the A5 so I can do some work with that. So far, I have the Note Air, the Lumi, the Remarkable 2, and the Paper. That's what I have together, and I'll sell a few of those, but right now I'm just holding on to them because I'm so busy. It's hard to put stuff on eBay. But yeah, I like the Kobo. Thank you for asking that. I just do. I think you can't go wrong with it, and it just works. And again, I use Overdrive. I read a book a week at $20 a book, or let's say $10 a book at 50 weeks. That's $500. I don't spend a dime unless I really like the book. I'll buy one once in a while, but I mean, I'm literally bought a $200-some device, and I'm buying $500 worth of. I'm getting $500 worth of book through Overdrive in the library. It's free, right? It's basically a device is paying for itself. Where if I had the Amazon, I would have to buy those books, or I could figure out how to do it and use Libby. I'm sure there's a way. I just haven't done that. I just use Overdrive. It works really easy on the Kobo. Great question, Steven. It actually convinced me to buy it. Okay, great. I left a message on your review, but their app on the iPad is miserable, and does not have very good resolutions with the pen. Using Peter Elephants on the iPad is actually heaven, and resolution is remarkable. Yeah, I think, Steven, one thing you got to understand about Paper is they are an interesting company, pretty new, QuarkLogic. About 4 years ago, they came out with the Quilla. Again, I have it in the other room. Usually it's in the back of me. That's what they really developed it for. And then they said, wow, last year, let's do a smaller one of these. And they came out with a paper. And so that iPad app was developed for that big device. Now they got the little one. Their engineers are watching this, and I think what we got to do is just give them some time as a smaller company that is really interacting with their community to continue to make things better. I would love to see the iPad have different colors. I would love for it to kind of make some changes. They watch the majority of these lives. They're actually active in the community, so we can give them that. I think we just need to give them some patience because they're really new into this game. And I think they got a really bright future, and we have a lot of people in the community buying their devices, and I think that's cool. We just got to make sure we give them some time to really work out the bugs, make things better for us. And the cool thing is they're listening. So at least they're giving it, we're giving them the chance. So they're one software update in from the original launch. And I know that, the Aquila Connect app has been around a little while, but again, if they continue to increase their resources, make their product better, make the PDF reader better, and they continue to do what they're doing, I think they're on a path to really have a real special system that people will buy in for a long time, which is really cool. Great questions, though. Larry, great to see you, man. You've been around from the beginning. I appreciate you, brother. Guy, it is easy to switch between notes on the Remarkable. Like if you had to find a note quick, would it be easy to and load fast finding something if you had a lot of documents? I would have to say it's a challenge, but it's a challenge on all devices. The difference is the Note Air has a search feature that people love. So if you got to search for your notes, then I would say probably go to the Note Air. If you're using a Remarkable, it's really about organization and the file systems. I'm telling you, I got yelled at on YouTube because people said, oh, you're doing a review before you have the device. And I had how to set up the Remarkable 2. And I did that video months ago because I was like, get your files organized. Because the one thing I can tell you about the Remarkable 1 and the Remarkable 2, it's all about file organization. And if your files are organized, you're going to utilize the device better. But if they're not organized and you don't have file folders and you don't have a system, you're really going to have trouble finding stuff, and it's just not going to work the way you want it to. So that's what I would say, right? That's what I would say is just really work on your file system. And I think for all these devices, I think the better, stronger your file system is, you're going to be more productive anyways. But I would give thumbs up to the Note Air because it does have a searchable notes function that's really pretty cool. Hey, Kobe guy, nice to see you, brother. Mathis, hey, hi. What are your thoughts on the new iPad Air? Would you recommend it to students? I love iPads. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with the iPad. I know this shows a lot of ink, but I use my iPad daily. I use my iPad, like the scribble function now. I'm using that. I actually am starting to use notes. I'm going to do a video on it. I've got the iPhone 12 Max coming, which is kind of a mini iPad because of the camera and stuff. I'm trading in my iPhone 11. I love their products. I have no issues with an iPad. If I had to buy one device, it would probably be an iPad. And I know people like the Samsungs and stuff too. That's cool. I just like the iPad. I've always liked them. It works. I do find the new chips coming out pretty interesting. But yeah, I don't think as a student you can go wrong unless you don't like the writing feel of it and you want to take handwritten notes. You don't like writing on glass. You could put a matte screen protector on it, paper-like or paper feel, but then you lose a little bit of the glossy clarity of the screen. So it's up to you what you want to do. But man, if you're in a pinch, I think the iPad Air it's awesome. You can do everything on it. It's like a laptop, right? I don't have any issues with the iPad, and I don't know anybody that does, except it's expensive, all right? I mean, it's expensive. I mean, you're paying an Apple tax for everything, which is tough. But great one. Hey, we got the thumbs down, finally. It took a little while, but we got it. Thumbs down. Thank you for that thumbs down. I love it. I'm having fun. But yeah, the iPad Air is great for students. I have intake for my job. Could I upload a form on the Remarkable and mark up the form and then export it? Yes, you can. You can do that on all these devices. That's really what it's for. I just did a video on the paper, which I really like, where you put it in there and you work on it. But yes, you can, and that's really a cool thing. One of the things I like about the paper is you can actually change the pen color. And like if you're a teacher and you're grading tests, you can actually mark them off. One of the things I'm doing on the paper with coaching clients, and the new thing that I'm doing is they can actually share their document with me in the QuirkLogic app, and I can take a look at it, mark it up, and they can see that in the QuirkLogic app. So there's some cool stuff out there, but yes, you can do that with the Remarkable. Pretty cool. Guy, it is not natively. If you install the hacks, it's easiest best. Yeah, so Kobe's a hack guy, so you can hack a lot of stuff in the Remarkable, believe it or not. I haven't hacked my Remarkable 1 yet, but I'm going to try that at some point. You know, it's over here, but I just haven't had time. I just don't have time. No one is talking about the fact that the Remarkable 1 is 1.5 times faster than 10th generation i3. The M1 is 1.5 times faster than the 10th generation i3. I think that's great that it's fast. I did a video yesterday on it, and I know the M1 is super fast. And the thing that I said is it needed, right? So yesterday I did a video on this because most people, like I like my wife Pilar, she can just use my Google Pixelbook Go, and it's fantastic for her. I don't need a Mac, an Air that flies if I'm using it for the internet and just using it as a standalone computer. The performance, you're not really going to see it. You'll see it, but it's not that great. I mean, a Chromebook works fast too, right? So I think where that really comes into play is I'm excited to see how it's going to work in the 16-inch MacBook Pro or in the bigger high-end computers when you're doing a bunch of Final Cut or doing Logic. I think that's the big deal. Now, I'll be with you. If you're a student and you need the MacBook or the Air and you want that performance for that video rendering and that video, that's fantastic. But yeah, the M1 is a smoking chip. That silicone is going to be really interesting as Apple moves into that world. I'm really anxious to see what Final Cut's going to do with my 16-inch once I get the M1 chip, which I will buy when they come out with that at some point. Great question, great topics. I don't have my Remarkable yet, but is there a possibility to add markers to jump easily to different sections and different notebooks? Not that I know of. There may be a hack for that, but I don't think they've done that, like a star or something. That would be really cool, but I don't think they have that in the software. JD, thanks, man. Larry, honestly, I don't like the new pins. Weird edge for the magnet. I'll never use the case except for transport. Thanks, Larry. I understand. Paper should have used the actual Sony software with the collaborate applications on them. You know, VM, I think they couldn't because they have their software, right? They built that Quilla and then they built their software. I think that's why they had to go that direction. AJ's in the house. AJ, good to see you, man. Some more stuff. You can have Roland, Coach on the chat. Good to see you. Larry bought the Norris Digital Jumbo. It's stubby. It is stubby. That is the quote, Larry. It is stubby. The Norris Digital Jumbo. 3 edges, but it's easy to work on the RM2, and it's available today on Amazon. Yeah, Larry, I would agree. It's a little stubby. It looks like a pencil. I'm not a big fan of the look, but the Norris Digital Jumbo, it's a great stylus. It just works, but it looks like a pencil. It's real stubby. You know, it's tiny, but it does work, and it works on both devices. Hey, JB, got my email from DHL yesterday. Nice. Being shipped from Hong Kong the next week. Really stoked. I'm batch 8. Thanks, man. I appreciate you letting me know. I got to do a video on an update probably this weekend on shipping because everybody's getting them. AJ, great time to join my chat. I love it. My mom self-published a children's book, and I illustrated for her some years ago. Oh, wow. Okay, on Amazon. Fantastic. It's getting easier and easier to be a publisher now. The key thing is you got to build your audience, right? You can get the book up and you can get it ready, but Amazon's not going to sell it for you. So we got to keep doing that. How many products are on the way? We got a bunch of products on the way. I'm always ordering products. I have the iPhone 12 Max. I'm going to get the Supernote A5, and that's it right now. So I got 2 products. I know Voya's got 3 Onyx products. I really don't even need to do the Note. It's Note 3. It's as similar as the Note Air and the Lumi. It's very similar. So I'm not worried about it. I'm going to watch Voya's reviews on that. Cloud Library, cool. We got some questions. Steph asking if anyone here uses Cloud Library on the Kobo Forma. I don't. I probably should look into that. Can you do a coding demo on e-ink devices? We can try that. I'm not a coder, though. A lot of smart people. Hey, Coach, your enthusiasm and positivity is addictive. Thank you. I try. I have my downtime, too. Believe me, it's been a rough year for a lot of us. I've had the downtime. Hey, my negative disappeared. Wow, that's great. Thank you, whoever did that. You rock. But thank you. I'm trying to bring the energy every Thursday here and on my videos. It's the least I can do to the community. I always say it's a community, and hopefully you get some energy from me. I'm not right with everything, but that's the first thing I want to tell you. I make a lot of mistakes, so the community is very important. The comments, we got to interact, we got to talk. One thing I'll try to do is always be honest and tell you what I think of these things, the good and the bad and the indifferent. They all have weaknesses, they all have strengths, and also try to tell you use cases so you can figure out, does it work for what you want? And the psychology that you're bringing to the table. Like I'm somebody that goes a million miles an hour, right? A lot of people are either slow and steady and they really do a better job. In fact, I'm an 8 on the Kobo. I was talking about this in my coaching show. I got an 8 on the fast start, which most people aren't even close to that, like a 3. That's how fast I'm moving. So I need other people. I'm actually looking for a detail-oriented, behind-the-scenes person to hire because I need that person, because I get a little sloppy because I have so many projects going on. Even though I wrote the Sacred 6, right now I got 32 videos to shoot. I have the book that's getting published. I have the 2021 planner coming out. I got a lot of work to do for my real job, right? So, and that's coaching and helping people. And I do what I love. Like, I'm a lifestyle guy, so none of this is work to me, but it is work. And trying to keep it all going gets challenging. Thanks, so. Do you know if the hyperlinks work on PDFs on RM2 for the table of contents? That's a great question. I do believe they do. Somebody answer that. Kobe, do they? I'm pretty sure they do. Hyperlinks do work in the PDF. I do not use it as a reader. I got to check that again. I'm pretty sure they do. The Note Air 2 arrived, and I'm glad I chose that over the RM2. Still learning all the functionality, but have used it daily for work. I love the Note Air. People get on me and say, man, why are you so hard on Onyx products? I'm not hard on them. There's just a massive learning curve, right? They're really great products. Good e-reader just made the Note Air the #1 device for them. It's not the #1 device for me, right? Because I want something easy. But it's a great device. There's nothing wrong with it. But I'm not carrying it in bed. That's me. You may. So I love it. I'm glad you got it. Let me know. The browser surprised me. The light's awesome. The searchable notes, some really cool things on there. The learning curve's a little challenging, and sometimes you get frustrated with it. The putting the screen cover on, I can't stand that, but great device. Anyone using the cloud library on Kobo Forma? If anybody's using that, let me know. Stefan, I'm going to look in that. I don't know what that is, so I'm going to check that out. Hey, good to see you, Lorenzo. Great to see you. Hey, Beth Ann. Hey, you're always cool here. You're never late. You're here. So I got the screensaver on both the Lumi and the Air with no bubbles. Oh my gosh. That should be an Olympic contest. Beth, you deserve a gold medal. How did you do that? Use paper-like style. They seem to go on better. I got some paper feel. I'm going to try it, but that is a miracle. Hallelujah. Christmas is coming. There was a Christmas miracle. When the bell rings, an angel gets their wings. That's my favorite movie. It's a Wonderful Life. When the bell rings, an angel gets its wings. It's like when the bell rings, somebody gets their screen cover, their screen protector on an Onyx device with no bubbles. Kobe says you must be a witch. So funny. I love this group. You guys are awesome. I'm batch 8, and Beth will be getting her. Beth's another one of us. She's got all these devices. She'll be getting her Remarkable 2. So it's pretty cool. So hopefully this week. Does the Remarkable 2 come with a built-in screen protector? Okay, so here's the deal on the Remarkable 2. It's not a screen protector. What I understand, it's a layer of the screen. So people have told me in the past, that's a screen protector they put on the factory. No, it's a layer of the screen, but some people are ripping that thing off. Leave it on the screen. Don't touch it. And if it comes loose, send it back and get another one. It's a piece of the screen. So be real careful with your Remarkable 2. Do not... I didn't even notice it before until somebody said, hey, there's this thing on there you can rip off. And when I saw that. So no, it is not a built-in screen protector. Leave that thing on. It's part of the screen. Beth, how does the writing feel? Kobe's asking Beth that question. What is the secret, Beth? Everybody's asking to see Beth. Beth, you need to start a YouTube channel on how you put the screen protector on without bubbles. I love it. So awesome. My Remarkable reaches my relative's house on the 16th of November, and we'll bring it to Pakistan. Awesome. So cool you're getting it. 3 boxes for nibs. In India, how long the nibs take, I don't know. The nibs will last you a pretty while, will last a good time. But yeah, I think it's a good idea to get them. I'm not sure on the timetable. They should get them out pretty quick. I mean, as long as they're in stock, I think a week to 2 weeks maximum. Beth Ann, so I missed the update on the paper. When can we expect it? Beth Ann, I'm hoping we can expect it next week. They're watching. They're working hard diligently on it. I know they're trying to get the PDF reader working. That was their big thing. So I'm fingers crossed. I talked to them last week. They said it's coming. Said they'll let me know a couple days soon. So they should be coming here real quick. Alexandra, hey, good to have you here. What would you choose? Onyx Books Max, Onyx Books Max 3. I'm afraid of the size of the Max. Well, here's the deal. If you are looking to do big PDFs, then go with the Onyx Max Lumi. If you like the small factor, go with the Onyx Note Air or the Note 3. I don't think you can go wrong with either of those. But because the Lumi, I'm telling you, is on the big Onyx Max 2 or the Onyx Max Lumi, I think those are made to set on the desk. I mean, you can use that as a second monitor to put it in perspective. So I don't think you can go wrong with the Note 3. I really don't. If that's what you want, I think you'll like it. Does the paper have a note search system? No, not yet that I know of. It does not. It does not have a note search system. It does not have OCR. Things we need to keep asking them for. How does the video like Khan Academy perform on e-ink screen? E-ink screens are tough for video. I was surprised by the Onyx devices. If you change the screen refresh rate, the videos work actually pretty decent. But I will tell you, ink and video just don't go real well together. It just doesn't. But you can make it work. You can make it work, but it's, you know, you got to change the resolution. I would use the Onyx for that. But I would stick with other devices for video, but you can get by. I know the paper, the Remarkable, you're not going to watch video on, but Onyx, you can. You just got to play with that drop-down screen resolution thing. So we're good. Hey, there's IT for Quirk Logic. See, look at that. Quirk Logic is actually watching. I don't know many companies that actually tune in and watch our channel, but there they are. They're saying, Beth, the paper 1.1 release is scheduled for mid-November. We should be releasing it hopefully by next Friday. So there you go. See, that's right from Quirk Logic. Wouldn't it be great if these companies all would jump in there and do that and help us out? How awesome is that? That's one thing good about that company. Like I said, they're working on a device. It may not be perfect. None of these devices are perfect, but man, when you get a company that has that type of responsiveness, I love it. So there you go. I love that. Kobe's answering a couple things there. I'm going to keep going. Is there any, there's IT separate PDF application on the paper. I know they're working on that. That's one of the big things people have been asking. So it's cool that they're here and we're having good dialogue there. The Happy Wiz says, I loved it. Hey, Happy, good to see you. I went and checked out your channel. I love it. I love you. I'm glad you hear the Norris Digital Jumbo. I hear you like it. I love that. Yeah, it's there. It's a really cool little stubby little good. It's a little stubby little, like Larry said, a little stubby little stylus, but it's great. I mean, I actually like it too. See you, Kobe. Thanks, man. We've got some good questions. I think the PDFs on a Note 3, isn't it too small? I don't know. I don't think PDFs are too small on a Note 3. I think you can get by. But they're great on the Lumi or the Maxes because they're huge, right? I think a 13.3 device makes a great PDF reader. It's not a good book reader, but it's a great PDF reader. That's why I like the paper, and I'm yelling, please, guys, make this a great PDF reader. Because right now I have the Max Lumi as the premier academic PDF reader. I have to. It's got a light. It's big. It works real well. And I like that Onyx product for that. It's heavy, though, and you're going to have to set it on your desk. That's one thing with the paper. I have the paper here. It's tiny. It's just, I think the form factor will really work. So I think I answered my own question. I love that. That's what this is about. I bought the Sacred Shook. Should be here soon. Thanks for supporting the book. That's awesome. Hey, Richard's there. Man, Richard, good to see you. One of the early paper adopters. I know that. I appreciate you supporting the channel and watching the videos. And the Happy West, thank you so much for buying the Sacred Six book. I think you'll love it. I appreciate you supporting us here. That's awesome. Brad's in the house. Jeez, oh, Pete's Brad. Brad's been with me for years. Good to see you. Brad is pre-YouTube, guys. Brad, good to see you. I got the RM2 delivered last week and trying it again. Big iPhone coming tomorrow. And then I'll order your new system for 2021. I got you, Brad. We're going to rock in 2021. I'm launching that in a couple weeks, especially for you insiders, so get ready. We're going to make it work. Yes, hyperlinks in the table of contents work on the RM2, by the way. James, there is not a separate PDF reader at this point for paper. As always, you can send requests to info@QuirkLogic. That's great. A lot of great stuff coming in here, guys. Ed's in the house. Ed, I appreciate your content and enthusiasm. Thank you. I tried to use the iPad Pro for note-taking, and it was not for me. Now considering the Remarkable 2. Yeah, Ed, it's not for some people. Look at the paper, look at the Remarkable 2, look at the Onyx Note Air. Those are the three that I would put up there to say, take a look at those. The paper is 13.3 inches. The Note Air and the Remarkable are smaller. And then you have the Lumi, which is a big device that I don't think, if you want to carry it around everywhere, is the perfect device, but it is a good device. So if you're looking strictly for a note taker, look at those three devices, the paper, the Remarkable 2, and the Note Air, okay, Onyx Note Air. And again, each use case is a little bit different. The paper allows you to do some collaboration. It's got a really nice feel to it. It's got a little more lag than the others, but the feel, and you can see Voya did a video on it today. It's you notice it, but it doesn't bother you because it really feels like paper. Then you go out to Remarkable 2, which is a very simplistic machine, piece of art, looks great, probably the best hardware on the market, but it just does one thing. It's going to replace your paper. That's it. And then you have the Onyx Note Air. I love it. Does a million things. It's the jack of all trades. You can browse the internet on it. It's kind of an iPad e-ink device, if I had to put anything in there. Search notes, a lot of good functionality, but very complicated device. You almost need a PhD to figure out how to use it sometimes, but it's a great device. So that's your kind of ballpark where I would be right now. And the Supernote. Look, Supernote's reached out to me. I don't want to hammer Supernote. I just haven't utilized their product, so it's not fair. Hopefully, I'm going to get the A5, and I will give them a fair shake. I hate to not include people in this because I haven't used the devices. And remember, I buy all my own devices, so I think that's important, except the Quilla, which QuirkLogic sent down. Usually that's in the background, but I'm building a course. So hopefully those will be some devices you can look at to help you that will replace the iPad. And I will do some workflow. I'm going to do the paper and the iPad workflow. I'm going to do the Remarkable 2 and the iPad workflow and the Note Air and the Remarkable workflow. Those things are coming. Rick A. Hey, JB, thank you. I received my Remarkable 2 today. Ah, right. It's everything I expected and more. See, there you go. Everybody's got different tastes. Beth, hello, I'm your girl if you want an organized person to help you. I love it, Beth. You might want to send in your resume. I need help. We're getting ready to put some people together. I'm going to be ordering. I'm going to be hiring here soon. I'm putting together the outline of what we're looking for right now. So we will talk, Beth. Matt just ordered nibs a while ago. Took 1.5 weeks. Thank you for that. I'm going to flip cameras again and go over here so I can get to all these comments because they're coming in fast and furious. Where can I get replacements for the pin of the paper? Yet still out of stock everywhere. Yeah, even I need a good case for my paper. Guys, I put a link, and I'll put it in here, a link to the case I use for the paper. I found a good one. I'm using this case. It's a $20 case. The only thing I don't like is you got to stick it, but I absolutely love it. It's thin. It works. It's made for the Sony, but the paper fits great in here. I got to charge it fits great in there. See it? It just works great, and the pin fits right in here. I don't keep the pin with it all the time because it wears down the battery, but I like that case, and I will share that link with you guys so you have that VM. QuirkLogic, JB had mentioned the earlier video have replacement nibs and pins on the way. Yeah, so they should have them soon. I do know that they're coming in. I got my RM2 today. Jason got his RM2 and he loves it. Is there a way to list all my files in a subfolder? I will check that for you and see if we can get you an answer. I believe you can nest. I'm pretty sure you can nest folders in there. Not my brain's all over the place right now because we're doing this live, but yes, I'm pretty sure you can nest. All right, let's keep rolling. VM without sticking on the back. Sorry, yes, this one you got to stick. Thanks for the update. How is it? How is the lag on the Note Air? It's great. The Note Air there's no lag. It's really quick. I would go Remarkable 2, probably the fastest. Note Air second, and then the paper third. Supernote's pretty quick too, just as far as speed. What do you think will be the Remarkable jagged line issue? I don't know. I'm anxious to see. I talked to Voya a little bit about that. From what I understand, all the people that are really smart in the technical side of the vector and what works, that it can be improved on software. But I know a lot of people have been disappointed with that. I know a lot of people didn't even know until it was pointed out, right? But it is something that is a little bothersome. So hopefully they get that fixed in a software update. Nice to be a newbie to your community. I'm glad you're here. I love it. I learned about drawing layers from you. Awesome. I'm headed outside now. Okay, well, go do it to your homemade desk. I love it. Well, be well. Just got my RM1. Love it. Thanks for the energy. The RM1's great. It's a great product. All these are great products, right? I never want to be the guy that's negative, but I want to tell you the use cases for them. And Beth Ann got a case for the paper, which is great. So we got some great dialogue today. 35 likes and thumbs up. This is a labor of love, guys. It's a lot of work, but I'm having fun. I had to bring the camera in here today and set it up. And I really appreciate you guys supporting on Thursdays. The only thing I ask, if you can thumb up the videos, it helps my algorithm. I'm learning that, right? And if you can comment on the videos, it helps me. That's all I'm going to ask. And if you do that, then we bring new people in and we can all help each other. And that's what this is about, a community more than a channel. And that's really what I'm focused on. So as always, I appreciate you guys. I'm going to go grab some lunch. And then I got a golf meeting, and then I got to do some other things. I appreciate the thumbs up. I appreciate the interaction. That's what makes YouTube great. It is a community more than a channel, and I'm going to keep bringing you some good info. Tomorrow, the iPhone 12 Max, I got the blue one coming in. I'll do a quick unboxing and then hopefully get to some more workflow conversations soon. So thank you so much, everybody. Go have a fantastic day. I really appreciate your support. Thank you for the thumbs up. Go do it to it, and I will be back here next week, next Thursday, and then have videos all the time. So just check on the channel. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye. Ciao.